hello, and welcome to another episode of the Voices for Scotland podcast. Obviously, we're here every week speaking about things that's going on in the political world of Scotland, and it's been a bit quiet at the moment. Like, if I'm being a bit funny there when I say that. Um, you can follow us on Twitter as well Voices for Scotland and visit the website as well. Voices for Scotland Scott as well. So I'm joined by Allan from Voices. Hi, Allan.
Hi Michael, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. It's a bit cold and wet.
Yeah,
Um,
really feel like winter has arrived, hasn't it? Like
yeah,
I was up early this morning and it was quite frosty outside. So yeah, I think we're definitely moving into winter. That's for sure. I can feel it. I've even
yeah.
put the heating on, which is a rare thing as well.
I know,
So
I know, because I was watching some football last night as well. We're
yeah,
going on to speak about it in a wee bit, and I was sitting in the living room of the house, and it was freezing, so we had to turn on the heating. So anyway, that's enough about the weather. For the week. We'll probably come back and say it's sunny and 25 degrees in 2 weeks or something.
yeah,
And then I woke up.
yeah.
Um, so we've got a few things to speak about. We'll speak about the big subject at the moment, furlough.
Yeah, I mean, I I don't know about anybody else, but I was pretty livid when with the announcement, or not livid with the announcement, livid about the timing of it. Um, so the UK government announced at the very last moment that furlough was going to be extended for another month, and that's great for a lot of people who are really worried about their jobs at the moment. But it's also terrible for a lot of people who have already been made redundant, who've already lost their jobs because, quite frankly, the job support scheme doesn't support is not obviously not as supportive as furlough was. But the biggest thing for me was the devolved governments across the UK had been asking for this. People in Westminster, MPs in Westminster, have been asking for an extension of furlough into winter time because it's needed to protect jobs. And the answer was always the same: no, furlough can't last forever. It can't keep going on, etc., etc. Um, and obviously there's a different approach to containing coronavirus across the devolved countries as well, and which is another reason why we should have had the option to have furlough in different countries. And it was always said no. And then as soon as the decision was made that England was going into lockdown, suddenly furlough was allowed to continue for an extra month. And for me, that just is a absolutely perfect example of the attitude of the Westminster government towards a contemptuous attitude towards towards Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales, in terms of the needs of people in these countries, that they're not willing to give this job saving and life saving financial package to the countries when they need it, but it's different when England needs it. It's just, yeah, just very angry about that. Just it's great that it's being extended, but it's the timing of it and the way that it was done is just absolutely shocking, and just it just for me further shows the need for independence. We need to be able to control our own money, and we can't we can't rely on Westminster to look after the interests of Scotland. I mean, we haven't been able to for a long time, but this must show so many people that that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, if we got independence yesterday from 2014, I don't think we would be in this kind of mess at the moment. Um, as well, but you're right in saying that if people in London needs it, well, they'll basically say, "But yeah, okay, let's give Scotland it." But if Scotland was in it alone, I don't think Westminster would say, "Right, okay, we're going to give Scotland it," and all that, you know. So that the whole thing's just a mess, and you know that the attitude towards Scotland sometimes is. I mean, even when you're watching Westminster, and when you're watching Ian Blackford or Kirsten Oswald or any of the other SMPs standing up, some of them kind of walk out or speak, you know, and you can't hear the MP speaking. So yeah, I feel as though that well, I've been saying this for a while now, but I feel as though Scotland's a second class citizen, or well, sort of second class country, or a third class country when it comes to this. And you know, when the whole well, I was going to say Great Britain, but there's no Great Britain now. When everybody's down on their knees, Westminster doesn't help us. But as soon as London is kind of like got the begging bowl out, oh yeah, okay, we'll change the rules just to them. And I don't know about you, but it's not very fair and all that, you know. That's another reason why people should have voted for independence back in 2014, you know. And obviously it's a bit late for people to say, oh, I should have voted for yes now, and you're like, well, about 4 years too late. Yeah, you know, you had your chance. Hopefully you'll have your chance again in the kind of like future, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple of the way that you sort of phrased it there was, you know, begging for the support. I mean, essentially what's happened is that Scotland has had to plead to Westminster for the financial support that it needs. Why should Scotland have to plead for the support that it needs to protect the livelihoods of its people? That's completely wrong. Scotland should be able to make its own decisions. I disagree with you as well, though, a bit slightly. You know, people that had the chance to vote for independence in 2014. It's a different world now. People made their decision in 2014, and do you know what? I'm fine with that. They made the decision. They made the choice that was right for them and their families in 2014. We live in a very, very different world now. Where I think the vast majority of the arguments are from 2014 are almost irrelevant now. Things have changed so much that it's a different argument, and you know that's why Voices for Scotland, you know, we're not a yes organisation, if you like, and nothing wrong with that. But it's just, I feel like in some ways that is an argument from 2014. And earlier on you were talking about, you know, the better together side. That doesn't exist. And the indication is when it comes to campaigning for the next referendum, there isn't going to be a yes campaign or an SNP campaign. So it's things have moved on so much. But I think the fundamental point here is that for months now, Scotland's MPs and politicians in Holyrood have been pleading to Westminster for the financial support they need for its citizens, and that is, to me, fundamentally wrong that a country has to do that. Now, add to that as well that on Monday it appeared that Boris Johnson did say that if Scotland has to take additional measures and has to go into lockdown, which is out of step with the rest of the UK, that the financial support will be there. But then that was added confusion. I can't remember which minister it was. Robert Jenrick, maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, David Mundell asked a question in Parliament, and it was sort of shot down. So there's added confusion to what actually will be the case if Scotland does request that financial support. So yeah, as has been the playbook from Westminster throughout this whole pandemic, there's a lack of clarity, there's a lack of information, and we don't really know what's going to be available when needed. But I just think it's wrong that a country has to plead for the support that it needs.
Yeah, it's just I think like Westminster is kind of like making up sometimes as they go
Mm.
along, and it's not kind of right and as well. And I was good thinking about and maybe we can touch upon this in another couple of podcasts time, but on December it's kind of like Human Rights Day, and obviously that's a human right where everybody can be um, well, it's a right to get funding if the country's in crisis, and as well as well as your rights and basic rights as well. But we
Mm.
can go on and on. We can actually fill about two podcasts speaking about human rights, about right down to food banks and school banks as well. But I'll try and not get scattered in that one. Maybe that's for the Christmas special. I get
Yeah.
yeah.
Quite cheery, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's no pantomime this year, and so we could be the pantomime
Oh,
then.
that's a scary thought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's because I'm out of kind of watching the space, but it's a bit annoying sometimes.
Totally, totally. But and it's a good. I don't know what's going on outside. It's a. I think that's maybe actually a sort of good segue into the next thing we're going to talk about, because we were going to talk about the polls again, and there's a poll that came out last week, and I don't even know where we're at now, if that's the 11th or 12th poll in a row, which has put independence ahead, which is obviously great. But one of the interesting things that came out of this was that the studies showed that the rise in support for independence had come from a discontent that people felt towards the union and the UK government and how things are working. So I thought that was really interesting. And just from a sort of a campaigning point of view, I think it's really, really important now that anybody who supports independence is using the groups that they are members of, using their social media platforms, using every conversation that they have to put forward the positive case for independence and talk about the opportunities that come with independence, because people have moved over to supporting independence because they're not happy with the way things are run. And it's so important now that we keep those people here, or keep those people as supporters for independence by talking about the positives that come from independence and the opportunity that comes from independence, the ways that we can do things differently, the potential for the independent Scotland that we might have, and those are as individual as independent supporters. So I don't know. That's the way that I sort of see it from a campaigning point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to see polls as well. And but on top of that, I think we've still got to do a lot more work. And I think I said this to you on the last podcast or the one before about we haven't the yes movement or whatever you want to call it, they haven't actually stopped working
Mm.
since 2014. They've been out having meetings, kind of thing, and going to different events, uh, like Voices for Scotland and whatever kind of thing. Obviously, there would have been a few kind of like events in Scotland this year, but because of the coronavirus, everything's been put on hold. And as far as I can see, there's not, apart from Voices, there haven't been any events over Zoom or, like other platforms. So
Yeah,
the kind of, what you would say is the kind of momentum, the kind of movement is still there. That's never went away.
yeah,
I don't think it will go away. But yeah, it's always good to see polls and um, see what's still going on in the kind of background. And then when time's right, well, hopefully we'll be ready to, step in and, the that'll be it. Well, it won't be it. That's like flippant for me to say. It won't be it, but there's still a lot of work involved. But at least we'll be halfway there, hopefully.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's massive amounts of work to be done to get us to where we need to be. And yeah, I mean, you're right that because of the restrictions and we've not been able to move around and host events and get people together, that it's really got in the way of what Voices for Scotland's plans were for 2020, because we had so many things lined up that we've not been able to do. But at the same time, we've taken the opportunities that have been there, because nowadays everybody knows, almost everybody knows how to use Zoom. Everybody's getting more connected digitally, so we are able to have events where we can connect with people all over Scotland. In fact, we've had people from Seattle, we've had people in the Middle East joining in our events as well, which has been amazing. And so we are able to do some of the stuff that we wanted to do, just not everything. But in terms of a campaign, the point of the events that we've been having is that we're, I guess, trying to inform people about some of the big issues, but also we're getting people together so that they can talk about what's important to them as well. So we're not here to sort of prescribe what the issues are that people should be talking about. We're here to get people together so that we can talk to each other about what's actually important to all of us collectively and individually. And it's been nice, the fact that we've been able to get people together from, Glasgow and Orkney who care about fuel poverty, and because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to do that. And we can talk about those issues, and it informs other people that are in the group as well. So that's been really good, and that's certainly given people confidence to talk about things, so that when people are able to sort of have those more sort of random conversations in the street as we get to the campaign, they've got more confidence to say things with authority and conviction, which will hopefully bring more people towards supporting independence. We've also got quite a lot of stuff lined up as well. There's been something that's been in the pipeline for a few weeks, but just a few sort of technical things that are getting in the way, which will hopefully be another sort of campaign tool. And we've got something pretty big coming up. Hopefully have that launched at the start of the new year as well. I can't really say too much about it just now, because it's something that nobody's ever done before. But we're in the process of developing it all, and I don't want anybody to nick our idea, so we'll keep quiet about that. But yeah, I think just back to the point, it's really important that we're all putting forward the positive case for that and sharing our ideas, and that's certainly what our campaign's all about. So watch this space for what's coming up.
There we go. Watch this space, and exclusive.
Yeah.
Well, an exclusive, but it's not really.
That's a teaser. It's just a wee teaser.
Yeah. So before we go on to speak about something we haven't spoken about before in the podcast, football, let's speak about Voices for Scotland. Obviously, you're not going to tell us what's going to happen in the new year, but what's going to happen in the next few weeks? Have you got any events planned?
We do. Oh man, we've got some great stuff coming up, and again, I'm not going to tell you about it because we're going to announce our winter programme hopefully on Friday. If I've just got a few what is it, T's to cross and dots to I, I's to dot, or whatever the saying is. Anyway, a few tiny things that I'm hopefully going to wrap up today, and then we'll hopefully make an announcement either Friday or Monday. But we've got some. I'm very, very excited about what we've got in the pipeline. It's going to be massive. So yes, watch it. I wish I could tell you. I really wish, but I'm just gonna keep the powder dry, and we'll announce it either later this week or on Monday. But yeah, some very exciting stuff coming up before the end of the new year. Yeah, big stuff. So yeah.
Oh well, so what's the space? So we might be going into pantomime. That's what you're saying, Alan.
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Well, I can deny it.
All right, okay, fair enough.
Okay, so if you're not going to give anything away, we'll move swiftly on.
Yes.
To speak about something we haven't spoke about before, but obviously it's a big subject. Next week, next week. I'm not sure what day it is next week.
I think it's the 12th. It's Thursday the 12th.
Okay. And it's involving football. Scotland is in Serbia for the European Championships now. It's Euro 2021, is that right?
Euro 2020, but it's going to happen in 2021.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So everything's a year behind. It's a bit like the Olympics, a
yeah.
year behind it too. So yeah, what do you make of the Scotland team?
Well, I just thought it'd be. I mean, this is whether you're interested in football or not, this is a massive thing because Scotland haven't qualified for a major tournament since 1998, which I'm old enough to remember. I was a young kid, and I think we got off school early to go and watch the game. I can't because it was the opening day of the World Cup, Scotland v Brazil, which
Yeah,
was
France.
incredible, and I
Yeah.
had no idea back then that that would be the last time that I saw Scotland at a major tournament. But we're 90 minutes away, if there's no extra time, from having a place at Euro 2020, and it's incredibly exciting. I think I mean pretty much the whole country will be hopefully watching this game and getting behind the country for this. The squad was announced yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, sorry, I should just clarify. It's that 1998 was the last time the men's Scotland team were at a championship. Obviously, the women's team were at the World Cup. Was that 2 years ago now? And that was heartbreaking as well.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to qualify from the group, and then I think it was a game against Japan, was it? And there was some really dodgy refereeing,
Yeah,
But anyway. Well, that was then. So this will be hopefully the first time since '98 that the Scotland men's team. But yeah, squad was announced. Good squad. Steve Clarke's system seems to be working. He got a bit of criticism for that, but over the course of the last few games, we've seen how that works and how effective that is. What I think will be interesting is to see if Scott McTominay still plays at the back now that we've got Scott McKenna and Kieran Tierney are back in the squad as well, and we've also got Liam Palmer and Liam Cooper in there as well as Andy Considine, who obviously came in for his debut at 33. So it should be a really interesting game, and I get with Serbia are a very good team. So it's going to be a very, very tough game. And I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was at school that day when they played Brazil. I think it won each. I think we were 1-1
No,
0.
2-1. 2-1.
2-1. We get beat 2-1, but I think we were winning at one point on the game. I think John Collins scored a penalty or something.
John Collins equalised, I think it was.
Yeah.
For half time.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't know about you, but the last few Scotland games has been very exciting to watch. But over the years, as a Scotland fan, it's been very frustrating to watch the team playing football, where they play well for about 10, 15 minutes or half of the game, and then getting beat. But hey, we're kind of used to it. We're from Scotland. Most of the teams do that in Scotland anyway. But yeah, I'm quite liking Steve Clarke now. He's got a good team and a good assembled team as well. The Andy Robertson, a European Cup winner. Kieran Tierney's back. Stuart Armstrong. I'm not sure if the Armstrong's in the squad. I think he is after the coronavirus. And obviously, we've got Lee Griffiths back in the team as well. As well. So I'm looking forward to it. The only downside of it is it's a bit disappointing how the Taranami aren't allowed into the games, because that would have been a perfect game to go to. Even better if it was at Hampden, but never. But the thing I'm worried about is when the players go away. Will any of them catch the coronavirus? See, that's the chance. And Scotland's got another 2 games after this as well, and they're all away from home as well. So fingers crossed they all come back with with no cases and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's a real worry. Obviously, that it was a pretty bad situation last time with 3 players having to drop out because of coronavirus, and then obviously it had an impact upon the club teams as well, particularly at Celtic, who lost a couple of the Israeli players. So Beaton and El Hamid both came down with coronavirus. Obviously, Ryan Christie had to drop out as well, and Odson Edwards as well. So, yeah, it's a real worry, and just hope. I mean, you just have to hope that the individual players, as they travel to meet up with the national squad, are able to take all the precautions that they need to stop themselves from getting infected. And then when they're as a unit, I think they'll have a lot of protocols in place to make sure that it's they're COVID safe and taking all the precautions that they need to. But I think, that aside, it's next Thursday is going to be a big night for Scotland. It's going to be the whole nation can get behind the team. We'll keep our fingers and our toes crossed, and we'll hopefully all get to sit down and watch this game in our houses, because we can't go to the pubs and we can't congregate. So I just hope the whole country gets behind the team, and we can do the business on the park. So good luck to the team, and I hope it goes well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As I say, it's good to pay that. It's a big game and there's no any fans there, But it's like watching any other football at the moment. It's hard to watch because you need the fans there to get the atmosphere going. I mean, I've been watching a lot of football this weekend and this week because it's Champions League week as well, and and you're thinking, well, there's no fans allowed in to some of this gig, and some of them's got them back right enough, but not all for the skiggums, but hopefully. But the main thing is, hopefully we'll be back in 2 weeks speaking about Scotland going to a championship. That would be brilliant. Yeah,
that'd be great. Yeah.
And that'll be the first game, I've got to say that. Since, I'm 37 now, only a boy, Allan, but when I was, all these kind of years ago, and you might be the same as well when you were at school as well. But here's hoping. So, Allan's not going to give anything away about events, so
all be revealed in due course.
Yeah. We have a big full stop beside it. So again, if you want to tweet us, you can do that at Voices for Scotland or voicesforscotland.scot as a website. And if you want to take part in the podcast or have any ideas what we could speak about, you can just email us and let us know. So we'll speak in a few weeks, and good luck to Scotland, and see you soon.
Yeah, cheers, bye.